Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason, and today I thought we would take a glance at a DOS classic. Well, at least it's in my book anyways. So basically, back when I was... I suppose I could say I was a kid. I believe I actually only had the demo of this game, but regardless, the game was just recently released on GOG.com. And if you have not guessed, I've been trying to delay saying the title of the game because it's coming up in just a second, but I suppose I'll still go ahead and say it anyways. It's F-117A. Stealth Fighter. I don't believe it says the Nighthawk, but the Nighthawk is often written in the title of the game. So while the intro is playing and the credits are going, I figured I would just give a little bit of history here. I played this game when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I was a kid. Yes, I wasn't in my... I don't think I was in my teens yet. No, I don't think I was in my teens yet. Anyways, so yeah, I was a kid. The game came out in, I believe, 1991. And it was put up by Microprose, and it's basically a stealth fighter. Which the designation is a little odd anyways, but regardless, it's a stealth fighter simulation. And I get all nostalgic just looking at this this intro and being so disappointed because the game itself actually looks nothing like this. But I love that intro. I don't know, it just looks so nice the way the missile hits and boom. But yeah, so I played this a lot when I was a kid, so I figured I would go ahead and share this with you guys because it's actually I really love it. So basically, let's go ahead and we're gonna make a new user here. So when you start off, you get a full sort of roster of different pilots. Some are retired, some are active, some are killed in action. There's one I was fooling around with earlier. Oh, actually, this one. Really nothing. So, you know, let's go ahead and delete this one. Let's actually start all over again as Second Lieutenant Jason. There we go. So we'll go ahead and click on the name, and we're given a card here for pilot skill. Now, you know, some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff seems pretty self-explanatory, but I figured I would actually explain this stuff because, you know, people might not know about this. So opponent quality. This dictates the actual opponent quality of the people manning the radar stations, ground SAM sites, as well as Air Force. So green it can mean, you know, a guy might be manning the radar, like a radar station, and you might be doing something really stupid and there's a blip, but you know he's not even looking at the screen, so he's not paying attention. So it's green, so that's a very low chance of you being detected. And then you have elite. These are the people using top of the line equipment, because it also affects the enemy's equipment. Top of the line equipment, well-trained soldiers. Yeah, it changes quite a bit. But you know what? We're going to go ahead with, you know, let's actually keep things fairly interesting. Let's go to veteran. Landing skills. You know, let's go to realistic landings just so I can show you. And now this one here needs a little bit of explanation. See, the original Lockheed F-117A, the Nighthawk, itself has actually no anti-air capabilities. It is in essence a bomber, despite it being called a stealth fighter. Now so basically, if you go on this mode here, you're basically going to be doing ground pounding. You know, Mavericks. Paveways, you know, like laser-guided bombs, stuff like that. The Microprose version of the F-11 actually includes a gun on the front and, I believe, 2 extra slots for more missiles, including stuff like Sidewinders and the AMRAAM. Another thing that this does, because the normal Lockheed F-117A is so, we'll say, stealthy in real life, that it could actually create for a somewhat boring game, because it's a lot easier to avoid being detected on radar. Because contrary to, you know, a lot of belief, or if you haven't done a lot of research into the plane, it's not actually invisible to radar. It's just designed in such a way that it minimizes the effectiveness of radar. So the Microprose version gives you more guns, lets you take out other planes, and makes the plane actually a whole lot less stealthy. So it's a lot easier for you to get detected on radar. Personally, I'm kind of a realism guy. I kind of like the authentic sort of feel, and it's actually two very different play styles. With the Micro Pros one, you're going to be doing a lot more. You're going to actually end up in some dogfights, whereas with this one here, I find it plays more like a stealth game. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead with the Lockheed, realistic landings, veteran opponents, and hopefully I won't die. So after you exit here, you're greeted to your, what is this, ready room? Yes, where you can go ahead and choose your arena, basically which war you're fighting in and different things like that. There's maintenance, where we can go ahead and take a look at the different armaments. There's also a camera here for, if you're a stealth fighter, so you can actually do some stealth missions where your objective is not to destroy anything, but take photos of sensitive areas. Let's back out. And then there's the briefing room when you're ready to go on a mission. So let's go and choose our arena here. So we can actually do, let's see, Cuba. There's Central Europe, North Cape, Libya, Middle East, Desert Storm, the Persian Gulf, Vietnam, and Korea. Now, I don't know which one we should pick. I think Libya is the default one. So, let's actually just stick with Libya for now. Tension level. Limited war, Cold War, conventional war. Conventional war I find is basically more straight up shooting. You're blowing up targets. Cold War is a lot of picture taking because you're not trying to blow anything up, but you're doing intelligence gathering. And limited war is kind of a mix of the two. I'm going to go ahead to limited war. And I'm going to stay under strike training. And I'll explain why in a second. Basically, well, actually, I guess a second's over. Strike training, nothing actually counts. You go ahead and do a mission, good job, you don't actually get any points. But at the same time, if you die in this game, it autosaves. So if I go to strike mission, go on an actual mission, screw it, let's go to an actual mission. My pilot dies. So, there we go. So when you look at the roster, this guy here, for example, Sid Meier, if some of you may have heard of this guy, I guess. 22 sorties, basically, and he's now retired with those medals. So, that's pretty good. 22 missions, didn't die. Because you die once in this game, it's game over. This is like a roguelike. So let's go ahead and take a look at the briefing. Now, the sound option I'm using is actually... Can you hear? Yeah. I am using ad-lib sound because the Sound Blaster doesn't really work too well. So let's see. Destroy nuclear plant at Ras-la-Neuf. Photograph the tank farm at Sirte. And then we're probably going to go back and land. This is a perfect mission because it lets me show off the camera as well as blowing up some stuff. So, yeah, I'm using the ad-lib sound because the Sound Blaster, I find it doesn't really sound good, and the Roland soundboard option that comes with it, it's just all instruments, so you don't get the really annoying jet sound that you guys are going to get experience in just a bit. All right, so from here, this is actually a lot more important than you might think. From here, you can actually take a look and you find, there's an airbase here. There's radar data. Now, this is really important. You want to do your research. For example, here we have a missile boat. The type is Doppler, and the radar range is 50 kilometers, and missile range is 30 kilometers. Average max sort of thing. Here's a pulse. Now, there's different types of radar, and I'll get into that a little bit more once we start flying, but you want to take note of the different types of radar operating in the different areas. And that will play a factor in playing this mission. You're not playing this like another flight sim where you're just basically taking off, flying, shoot up some stuff, and take off. You have to be stealthy. You have to think of this. This is like Splinter Cell, man. This is Thief in the air. So we can also take a look at missile ranges. See enemy troops. We don't have to worry about them. They're all down there. So let's go ahead and clear. Let's look at the mission brief. So it's April 15th, 1986. This is actually 2 years before the F-117 actually became declassified. Well, semi-declassified. I'll get to that in a bit. So primary target intelligence summary. The enemy is ready to bring a nuclear power plant online. Those jerks! Although officially for civilian purposes, it could produce material for nuclear weapons. This sounds really familiar, if you've watched the news recently. You will launch a strike to eliminate this plant immediately. Destroy the nuclear power plant at Ras-la-Neuf. La-Neuf? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Secondary target intelligence summary. A strike is planned against a large oil storage facility. To make sure the attack is correctly planned, you must overfly and get up-to-date photos. Computer-aided structural analysis and infrared views will show whether the tanks are full. So we have to photograph the tank farm at CERT. And our flight plan is to depart from Sigonella at 18:15 hours. Your onboard INS system has been preset to the takeoff, primary, and secondary targets and landing positions. You may adjust the waypoints after boarding the plane. I haven't been able to get that to work yet. Land at Sigonella. Rules of engagement. All military targets may be attacked freely. After achieving your objectives, you are expected to cause maximum damage to enemy aircraft and ground installations. Avoid detection if possible. You must avoid damage to civilian personnel and property at all costs. Remember, this is a limited war situation. So looks like I'm going to be armed with 2 bombs and my camera. So let's go ahead and select the weapons. Now I could change the loadout, but I think I'll keep the recommended. So we have laser-guided fuel-air explosives. So superb against subpens, bunkers, and buildings. Okay, so I'll prioritize those targets. Toss bomb or drop above 1,000 feet. And then there's my camera. All right, let's go to the hangar. Am I ready for my mission? Yes, I am. All right, enough talking, you know. It's about time we get into this plane. I could skip this, but I don't want to. That's another thing. Pretty much sure all the missions, almost all of them, are pretty much all flown at night. But despite that, you know, you could still see pretty well without it. So we have over on our right MFD, we've got our objectives. And over on the left one, we have a map of the area where we can zoom in, out, and if I hit F3, I can toggle between standard map and tactical mode, which will show me location of nearby airports and such. So let's go ahead and put down the flaps and hit the throttle. Let's go ahead and take off. And you know, set up on the HUD, there's little red octagons. What the crap? Oh, now my joystick decides to work. Right, next event. Here's a play-by-play. Take off. Ended. I crashed. I remained at present rank, and I'm dead. See? There we go. Well, I'm glad you all had a chance to watch me play this game. Until next time. No, I'm sorry. Let's jump back in as quickly as possible. Which makes me upset, though, because there was a really nice mission there we had going. Man. For some reason, I was pulling back on the stick and nothing happened. Maybe I should have just gone with training, eh? Alright, I'm not going to bother reading everything. It's probably going to be very similar orders, if not the exact same ones. Let's hope. Because I find the missions are all no, they are random. Destroy the camp. Destroy the mobile SAM. No, I want to choose one mission and basically show you both the camera and the blowing up of stuff. Nuclear power plant at CERT. Destroy. No. Man. I don't know what happened there, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Photograph the missile boat and photograph the camp. And then land there. No, I want to blow something up too. Let's try this again. Depart. Destroy. Destroy. Man, I really lucked out with that first one. What's going on? Putting down the gamepad. Decline mission. And basically, you keep hitting decline, and it'll eventually get you the mission you want. So I'm departing from there. I'm destroying a camp at Port Brega and photographing at a refinery. Good enough. Let's select missions. Go to hangar. All right. So everything I read about the previous mission is completely wrong. That's okay, though. We've got an update thing. We got to destroy the enemy camp before 1905. Okay, now my stick is working. And photograph. Okay. So let's try this again. This time without the dying. Shortest career ever. Something's wrong with the sound. Alright, let's take off. 6, 9, and then I'll hit 7 to turn on the autopilot, and we'll dial back on the thrust just a bit. Alright, so now we're en route. Now, I could go ahead and accelerate time, which might not be a bad idea. I'm going to hit F7, and it'll show me my waypoints. Alright. Let's zoom in a bit. Alright, so now on the bottom screen, on the bottom left, MFD, a multifunction display, there's a black dot, then there's red dots. Now, if I recall correctly, red dots are typically aircraft. So there might be other planes in the area that I've got to watch out for. I'm keeping my altitude fairly low, at about 420 feet, so I should be fine there. Black squares are typically, I believe, Doppler radar stations. Yes, Doppler radar, whereas the gray squares that you might see, I guess we're not close to any right now, but there are gray squares in this game, are pulse radar. And that information is all available on the map, like during the briefing, as you saw before. Now, Doppler radar, you want to move around its scanning zone. Basically, go in a circular pattern, keeping your distance from it, sort of thing. A pulse, it actually has the hardest time detecting you if you're flying directly at it or away from it. And on the map, if I recall correctly, the solid lines, the solid circles that go out from a location indicate a Doppler radar, whereas the dotted circles are more of a pulse radar indication here. So, as you can see, there's a little white dot up on the HUD. I'm actually going to switch to air mode and show you. Is he still too far? Yeah, I can't detect that the MiG. There's a MiG up ahead. A MiG-25. Now, down underneath my left MFD, we have it says EMV, and then over on the left-hand side we got EGR and EAR. If I recall correct, oh, there we go. I've got it detected. So that is an enemy plane. But I don't think he's going to be able to pick me up. Now, whenever the enemy plane sends out a radar pulse, it will it'll show up on that blue-red bar down at the bottom under EAR. I believe that stands for enemy air radar. As long as their bars appear in the blue, I'm fine. That means I'm not even a blip on their radar. EGR is enemy ground radar, to my understanding. So I'm flying right past this guy, and he has no idea I'm there because I'm keeping my profile low. There's very little red, on that bar, so I'm able to sort of just fly by. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. We have a missile boat up. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the tactical screen. That's off to my left, and we have one up ahead as well. All right, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fine to fly straight through them. If not, then, oh well, I will get shot down, and that will be fun for everyone! Yay! So the first thing I'm doing is destroying, and then I'm photographing. Okay. I wanted to make sure of that. I don't want to photograph the one I'm supposed to destroy and destroy the one I'm supposed to photograph, because that would suck. So yeah, let's go ahead and accelerate time. Now, so basically, yeah, on as you progress through your campaign, and if you're on higher difficulty levels, and especially if you're playing with the Micro Pros version, you will be detected a lot more. It's a lot easier to get detected, so it's actually a lot tougher, and you got to really pay attention to radar ranges, where they're situated, and your own flying patterns there. Now, to keep the profile, and got to keep things nice and stealthy, the F-117 has basically bay doors on the bottom. Now, when you're going to go ahead and drop bombs, or even use the camera, the bay doors need to open to let the, your tool of choice come out. When you do that, it breaks your stealth profile, and you'll notice that red part of the bar gets really big. So during that section there, that's when you're most often, that's when you're most likely to be detected. So I love this game. I played the heck out of this when I was a kid, and I've been spending many hours playing this one now. And it's actually because of this game that I got into. I started, reading and learning about the F-117. It's actually like my favorite plane now. Just because I loved the idea behind it, the thought and how it. I don't know. Sure, it sucks. It's not as a dogfighter, but I don't know. I like the idea of a stealthy plane. But yeah. So let's see. I believe, like I did state before, it became declassified in 1988, but only its existence was declassified. A lot of the stuff behind why it's stealthy and how it is actually still remains classified to this day. Still kind of sad though, because I believe the Nighthawk was officially decommissioned in 2008. Apparently due to budgeting. They were putting money aside for the F-22 and the F-35, which is a hilarious waste of money, in my opinion. Not the F-22. The F-22 is not too bad, but the F-35 definitely is garbage in my eyes. When I was a kid, I almost played exclusively flight sims. Like not even all simulations, like Wing Commander. I know it's not a flight sim. It's not a simulation of anything. It's just the name fits, okay? But stuff like Strike Commander, Falcon 4. I guess I've always liked authentic military simulations. I'm gonna accelerate time a little bit here, so we can go ahead and get to the target a little bit sooner. Because I know this high-pitched is gotta be annoying. I don't know why it's acting like that. I noticed I bought the game on GOG just recently, and they've done a good job with it. But I've noticed that there are a few bugs. For instance, I find that the game will crash on me if I leave the voice on, because there is voices saying, target hit, or ready for landing and stuff like that. Whoa, that was close. I just had to fly over that little mountain range. So yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and I'll fly one mission just to show you guys the game, and you should get the gist of it from that. Yeah, so I'm sorry about the sound. Actually, I'll turn that down a bit until we're actually ready to blow something up. Now, there we go. We got some gray squares on the map now. Now, the accelerated time, I believe, actually gets turned off if you get radar pinged. So, if you're finding that you can't keep your accelerated time on for very long, it's probably because you're in a dangerous situation and you don't want to keep your time acceleration on. It speeds everything up by about 2 times, so... Well, it says 2 times, but looking at the right MFD, I find time goes by a little bit quicker than just 2 times. Alright, so we are about 50 kilometers away, and I'm flying actually at like 1,500 feet, which is probably not the best place to be, but because I am using these, what are they, fuel air Fuel air bombs. FAEs, right? Explosive. Fuel air explosives. Because I'm using the phase, I want to be above the 1,000 feet because I've actually in this game here, you want to clear the explosion. I've actually dropped bombs and had them explode and damage me pretty badly. And when you get damaged, your little lights over on the left-hand side light up, and you can have all sorts of stuff happen, like the bay doors can jam up. You know, you could be shooting fire off, losing fuel, all sorts of wonderful things can happen. Okay, I'm on my approach. Now, in the right MFD, you can switch it to basically infrared if you want, because, you know, that makes things so much easier to distinguish. Awesome, right? I thought so. Actually, I like it off because you don't really need infrared. You can pretty much make out everything. So I'm going to actually stay up at about... I want to stay up high. And now you'll notice there's a little diamond that's above the square. The square is showing me where my target is. I want to fly where that diamond is, because that's going to be my optimal dropping point. And once my laser-guided bombs are locked, I'm going to, well, open the bay doors and fire. Let me see, at about 6 kilometers away, so let's open the bay doors. We've got lock. We're going to wait for a nice full solid lock. You can tell when the lock light stops flashing. Fuel air fired. Pull away. Close the bay doors. Primary target has been hit. Let's drop altitude. And head to our next point. There we go. Let's go ahead and hit F3. Now, because we went and bombed them, let me zoom out a bit. There's a very good chance we're going to see a response of some sort. I don't see anyone dispatching any planes. Alright then. Airbase up ahead? No. Okay. Alright then. I guess we're done there. So yeah, simple as that. Now, the target coming up in front of us, I'm going to hit space and it's going to switch me to the camera. Camera operates a little bit differently. Let's accelerate time again just a little bit. I'll keep accelerating until we hit about, well, 20 kilometers away. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look. There's our secondary target, the refinery. Now we don't want to blow this sucker up, so we're going to use our camera. I'm going to actually drop my altitude. I'm going to come in at about 600 feet, I'm going to say. 600-700 feet. And just start snapping photos. Now you'll notice anytime I tilt my plane up or down, or side to side, that the red portion of the we'll say my detection bar gets larger. It's because it's changing my my profile. My radar profile makes me a little bit easier to detect. All right, bay doors open, cameras up. Let's start snapping photos. All right, target has been photographed. Let's pull out of here. Now, see, I'm in a sort of a sharp bank off to the right, and that red part has increased. So you basically you want to shut your bay doors as quickly as possible, and then you want to be turning for as little, as short of amount of time as possible as well. But since I just put it on autopilot, that's not, it's not going to happen so much. So yeah, there we go. That is the gist of the game. Now there's a lot more to it. Like weapon choice is important. Different missiles, different ordnance is better on different targets. So you want to be able to. We want to make sure that you're doing your research and choosing the right stuff to blow up the stuff that you're blowing up. Let me actually give me a second. SAM radar. Where is that? That's to my rear. Let's do something a little bit daring, guys. The original briefing said I was to destroy all targets of opportunity, right? Military targets. So, let's switch back to my laser-guided bombs. Pull hard right here. Hopefully not getting detected. So far, so good. I haven't made a blip. Once that EMV light lights up, then I might be in trouble. But for now, I'm not on their radar. Literally not on their radar. Alright, so we're 17 kilometers away. You know what? I figured I've got one other bomb here. Might as well let it loose, right? Right, that's what I thought. It'll get me more points. Now, and that's how I find the game is set up. The harder you make the game on yourself, the more points you will get. So if you choose the Micro Pros version of the F-117, and you, okay, 5 kilometers out, bay doors open. And bombs away. Ineffective hit. Okay, so that type of bomb was not exactly the best, but I don't know, I think it still did the job pretty well. Just saying. Alright, let's pull out. I forgot what I was saying. I was saying something. Oh, but yeah, the harder, that's what it was. As the harder you make the game on yourself, the more it rewards you, the more points it gives you. Yes, you can actually see the red dots are scrambling over towards my position, and they're really scanning for me. So, actually, I'm going to give myself a little bit extra thrust to get out of the area. Put it up to 80. Now, at the bottom of the waypoint window over on the right MFD, it shows there's a green bar, green and white bar. And that's basically your fuel readout. Basically, the lower your thrust, the less fuel you're burning, so you'll notice the green gets larger. And basically, the green is your surplus of fuel. So if I were to, say, kick this up to 100 thrust, you notice how the white gets a lot larger than the green. And basically, it's weighing out your fuel effectiveness, efficiency. Because we're doing a recording here, and I don't want to bore you all, I'm going to hit 100% thrust. But, you know, if I'm just hanging out, just having fun by my own, I usually keep it around 70 or so. 70 to 80. But we want to get out of here, so we're just going to gun it. You can also widen your view if you hit C. You can kind of get a wider angle view of the surrounding areas. But I find that it's harder to see all the information you need, even though you can change things up on your HUD. It's still a little bit difficult to get. There is an external view, a couple different ones, including a view that allows you to follow a missile that you have fired at a target, so you can actually watch that. I should have done that. I could actually watch the bomb go down and boom, collide. Left, right view. You can look back at yourself, or just have an unobstructed view of the front. Now, I know the graphics are not, or the sound for that matter, are not exactly for everyone. Not everyone's into old DOS games like I am, but I grew up with this stuff, and to me, there is a depth of gameplay here that that is not necessarily reflected with the graphics, but there's a lot of good gameplay to be had here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just sort of crash myself into the ocean. Not the ocean, sorry. Into the runway. With some horrible flying here. Now, small gripe. The runways in this game are ridiculously short. They're just... It's horrible how short they are. Here, let me... Once I get to that, the runway, I'll actually show you. Well, you probably saw it when I was taking off. Trying to speed up here. Doesn't have a very high top speed. It was, the plane itself was designed to be more, we'll say radar invisible. Even though it's not fully invisible, you know what I'm saying. It's... Oh crap, I just... Level flight, level flight. I just got pinged. You hear the beep? It was like beep. Okay, I want to straighten out and, crap! I did it again! That's 2 pings on me. Let's get lower. Okay, he didn't pick me up that time. I've actually done that. I've been almost at my own airfield, and then I've had incoming missiles. It's like, no! Darn it! 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 Oh, nuts. They detected me again. Oh, they know I'm in the area. All right, so I gotta get on the ground. All right, time for an award-winning landing from yours truly. I'm so good. I'm gonna mess this up. If I mess up at the last second, I'm not even gonna bother coming in for a second run. I'm just gonna hit Shift F10, which basically causes you to eject. Now, there's a lot of different keys to press. Think of this game like Arma, except for with airplanes. That's also fused with Splinter Cell and Thief. Yeah. There's a manual that comes with the game, and I highly recommend you read it. This is a very in-depth game. It took me a while to remember and, relearn all the keys. And you definitely will need to learn them if you are to succeed at this game. But if you want some depth and you don't care about graphics, game for its time. I'd say it's pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and... I also love how they put buildings and stuff right in front of the runway. Well, this one's not so bad, but... Some other maps, they're really horrible. That was actually not a bad landing! Go me! Oh yeah, thumbs up! You're the winner! Good job! Second Lieutenant Jason landed safely after accomplishing the primary and secondary objectives. The performance rating for this mission was 526. 2 enemy ground installations were destroyed. Yes! I knew it was effective! And then you have a short replay of the events. So I took off. I dropped a bomb. It blew up the stuff. I was flying this way. I took my picture. I was heading back. I said, wait a second. I turned back around, dropped another bomb, Kaboom. And I landed. Lieutenant Jason was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for valor in the line of duty. And then after the mission, you got people talking. It's party time! Now, boys, let's wait till we get to the club. Do we have to? Well... Half the time those messages kind of suck. I don't like them. But anyways. So there's that. And now you can go ahead and see that my score on the board is 526. I just have to go through many different missions. And what's impressive about some of these is you actually take a look, and they're using the Micro Pros. F-117. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Elite. Let's go to Veteran. No crashes. Micro Pros. Why? Well, I know I told you I would show you one mission, but... Depart. Photograph. Destroy. Land on the USS America. Awesome, I get to land on an aircraft carrier. Something I suck at. Camera. Cluster bombs. Sidewinder. Maverick. Sounds good, let's go to the hangar. I'm not going to complete this mission, but I just wanted to show off some of the stuff I might have talked about in the last one. I didn't get to really show you. I'll show you the missile cam and some of the hand-to-hand. Some of the hand-to-hand combat. The dog fighting. Because I'm flying with the Micro Pros one, so I'm going to be detected on radar because I'm not playing it safe. I'm not being stealthy. Because it's still possible to be, completely invisible. But by being stealthy with the Micro Pros one, it's just a lot harder. Now, you'll notice I got 100% thrust, and there's no green at all on my waypoint bar, which means that if I were to go through the whole mission at 100% thrust, I would not have enough fuel to get it back. So let's go to 80, 90. Let's go to 90. I'm not trying to get back. You know what? If I'm not trying to get back, let's go 100. Now the gun, the gun effects are kind of meh. That's the awesome machine gun effects. So good, eh? So good. So yeah, I think the game's, I can't remember actually. I would check, but it would probably mess up my recording. I think it was like, I picked it up for like $2.50 or something like that. It was on sale. I think it's actually normally $5. And, if you like old games and you like flight sims, then it's worth taking a look at. Because I haven't actually been able to find a modern game that really lets me fly the F-117. Well, there was an Arma mod, and I did have fun with that, but, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Nothing. So first thing I'm going to do is switch over to the Maverick. And I'm just going to blow up the first ground target I come across. Screw the mission objectives. I'm going to show you guys what the dogfighting and high action, or the Micro Pros version of the plane, of the game, has to offer. Actually, let's go ahead and switch over to the Sidewinders, because I'm noticing a couple of planes coming in from the right. So let's go ahead. Notice how the red got really big? Oh, they picked something up. They know I'm here. There. Oh, he knows I'm here. He's detected me. So I need to get lower and drop into level flight, or else he's going to know exactly where I'm at. Because if EMV stays on, or the track, there it is. Oh, okay, they've got a track on me. Alright, they know I'm here. Wait, that's a missile coming my way. Oh, yeah? Well, I've got a missile for you. got to get in closer. I don't have a missile lock. I think he missed with this missile. Did he just, like, fire it off randomly? Okay, I got a light lock, but I want a nice hard one. Come on. No, I must get closer. Screw it, missiles away. Fox 2. Shift F4. There we go. We get to watch the Sidewinder. Hit him and keep going. And down he goes. Wait, is there another one? All right, there's another one. All right, MiG-25. I've got a lock on you. And... Missile away. Oh, darn it, Shift F4. Kaboom! So I guess that's how the missile tracking works in this game. It basically goes through the enemy, but it counts as a hit and a death. He's flying right at me. I couldn't possibly miss this shot. Boom! I'm on a roll! Alright, let's switch over to Mavericks. I think there's a missile boat over here that's being annoying and pinging me. Now, Mavericks are not, well, perfectly suited for engaging ground targets, but... oh well. Man, these guys are actually not all that good. Where's the boat? The draw distance is atrocious. Oh, there we are. Yeah! Alright. Oh, I've got missile coming my way. One of the other planes launched one. Alright, let's deploy chaff, flare. And you know what? Let's actually drop off a decoy. Oh, wrong button. Darn it. Darn it. Again. Fire off a decoy, drop altitude, and I'll have them go after the decoy. Drop speed a bit. And see if I can just turn invisible. Alright, I see the guy up ahead. Let's lock on to him. Oh, I still have a Sidewinder left. I'm going to wait until the last possible second to open the bay doors and ruin this guy's day. Yeah, I don't think he knows where I'm at now. Because you'll notice the plane actually turned yellow, which tells me that he's not fully alert. Oh, crap. Did I miss? I think I missed. Alright, then. Sneak up behind and... got him down! Darn it. Where is he? Where is he? He's above me. And I can't get him. Oh no, I'm still in a stall! But yeah, there you go. There's the Micro Pros version where you get to fool around with a nice fictional version of the stealth fighter that has a gun on it and can do some limited dogfighting. Yeah, so I think that about sums it up. I think you've seen everything the game has to offer. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. And until next time. Yeah! Game on!